Chapter 96 was such an exciting chapter, bro. I want to start off by saying that what y'all said about Momoa's ability was absolutely true, but I think it took it to another level in this one. At first, the idea of her being able to hear your thoughts when she touches you was actually pretty cool, but the fact that she can hear all of your memories, that might be a little too broken if we're being honest, right? If we're being honest, it might be too broken. I also want to say that I was wrong about Zodel's intentions as well, which we'll get into a little bit later. But that also ties in with me giving him too much credit. From the looks of it though, it looks like Fu pissed him off. We also got to see Engine almost blow a gasket because of what he heard, but we'll get into that in just a little bit. As y'all know, man, I'm DomoSenpai. Yes, we are so back, by the way. Seems like once I got to typing, I just couldn't stop, right? So writing all of these out are seemingly gonna be a breeze. But let me not shoot myself in the foot because I'm gonna have to record them as well. And you know, I have to get into a whole like mode to record. But that's besides the point, bro. If y'all are new to the channel, man, support the cause by hitting the big old red subscribe button down below. We are cruising towards 10K, which I believe is my next big step towards being in a good space in regards to YouTube and whatnot. So I want to make sure I establish myself in the space and add my touch of greatness to it. 100K is still my end of year goal too. Let's not forget that. Now that we got all of the pleasantries out the way, man, y'all already know what time it is. The start of this chapter was like a scene straight out of like Mad Max or some shit. Having one of the most wild characters in the entire series standing on top of a car, taking in the polluted air and almost choking. Very comical. Loved it. Rudo finally caught on to what we already knew, and that was the fact that Kuro was already like 20 steps ahead, bro. Knowing that the Raiders were well on their way, right, to compete with them for the information. But not everyone's intentions here are the same, and that is something that we find out at the end. It's crazy how Engine was always suspicious of Fu, thinking that he already knew what was going down. But contrary to his beliefs, it was actually the exact opposite, and even more opposite than I thought. Fu explains that he didn't know anything, aside from Zodel wanting to know who made the chokers. That's what we knew about some chapters back. This, in turn, pisses off Zodel. You know, it's not often we get to see him pissed, but anytime something doesn't go his way, he acts like a kid from time to time. He throws like a little temper tantrum. He gets pissed off, and it's funny. I love seeing that. It's always a different side of characters that I love seeing, you know, the opposite of them. He thought he was teaching Fu a lesson by leaving him out on his own, thinking like, you know, it was gonna help him not be as dependent as he is. But it in fact not only led him to us, but it also tipped us off to try and get ahead of them on it, right? Like get ahead of the information. It pisses him off so much that he said, fuck it, kill him along with the cleaners, which like I said, it blew my mind because I thought that this was all intentional. I thought Zodel willingly let go of Fu so he could infiltrate our crew and be able to keep tabs on us. I was hella wrong. I gave Zodel too much credit. But that's a good thing though, because now I can bring Zodel down a notch in regards to how his mind works. Jabber thinks that his entrance would spark fear into our hearts, but it in fact got his ass kicked off the car by Ryo. And that brought back memories for Jabber, because we know when we first clashed with the Raiders, Ryo could have killed him. But she was reminded that Engine said that that was forbidden, because that was when it was revealed that she was a former assassin, which was super fucking cool, by the way. She also didn't want Engine finding that out, which unfortunately for her, he overheard it. I can only imagine the talk they're gonna have right after all this is said and done, which she already apologized ahead of time saying she was sorry. I did it for my friends, which was true. But what took me out was the fact he wanted the experience again, because as we've all come to know and love, Jabber loves pain, and not just pain, he loves a good fight as well because he hates weak people. He slashes into the car, almost beheading Fu. And something to note here, having Fu is way better than we ever could have envisioned here, because boy, does he just let information fly off the rails. That could come back to bite us in the ass, but it came back and bit the other team in the ass, which is a score 1 for us. Fu lets us know that even though we know that they are after the same info, which is finding the Choker's creator, we aren't going to be able to stop them because Momoa is the one driving the car. That is when we find out that Momoa's ability is that when she touches you, she can hear your memories. All of your memories. That shit is scary as hell, bro, not gonna lie. But were any of y'all thinking the same thing I was thinking? That it's probably not gonna work at all because the Kuro we see is not the real Kuro? I was thinking that, bro. That was all that crossed my mind as she started to reach out to him. While he does seem to have a bit of a panic look to him, I don't think he's that worried. Also, remember what I said about the fact that even though both camps have the same mission, the intentions aren't the same? Seems like Fu was even of the same mindset because he said that we have to hurry if we want to talk to the info broker, because once Zodel gets his memories and info from him, he'll more than likely kill him, which seems like something Zodel would do, right? That's a Zodel type scheme. But that puts us in a bind because even if they got the info from him, they obviously wouldn't tell us. But if they did, it'd be for a price, right? And that price would be Rudo coming with them, which obviously wouldn't happen because Rudo's mind hasn't changed on that. And if anything, he started to lean more into the cleaner's way of thinking. All in all, bro, this was a fun chapter because it made this even more of a high-speed stakes, no pun intended, because they are on a highway and going at high speeds. With all that info Fu gave us, right? Like, it just seems like a super high-speed stakes. Can we beat the Raiders to Kuro? Can we prevent Momoa from hearing all of his memories? Are we gonna find out if Kuro is even really there? Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. Anyway, there's so much going on that I can't wait to get to the next chapter because like I said in the previous video, all I've heard is the fact that things are getting absolutely insane. And if y'all know me, I love when Gachiakuta decides to go off the rails because the excitement meter always goes up to 1,000,000 and something crazy happens. That'll do it for this chapter, man. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new. 10K is around the corner, just like the anime announcement. Go peep that video if you haven't already. So if y'all have any interest in Gachi, man, make sure y'all peep the playlist that I'll probably have linked in the video somewhere. I've made over 100 videos about this manga alone, so that tells you just how much I love it, right? Fuck that guy who said I talk about Kakurabachi more than Gachiakuta because, bro, like I said, I've made over 100 videos. This was aimed at you, by the way. Got a few more chapters to read and write about, so make sure y'all stay tuned for those. And man, with that being said, it's your boy DomoSenpai, and I will catch you guys in the next video.